Hey, how's everybody doing today? I am doing a series. If you are jumping in and haven't seen the last couple of days, I'm answering the question of how do I do it all as a busy mom of 4 who also works at home and coaches gymnastics. So as you're jumping on, if you can say hey, let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. And I am going to talk today about whether multitasking or not multitasking is a good idea. It's one of my struggles, actually. I'm trying to do better at. So, hey, Leanna. Thanks for commenting. All right, so if you are just jumping in, over the last couple of days, I have been talking about time management and how I do it all. Answering that question that I get a lot. I talked about prioritizing and I talked about scheduling and planning over the last couple of days, and I have a couple of blog articles. You can check those out if you missed them. So today I'm going to talk about multitasking, and I would love to hear from you guys. Do you think multitasking is good or not good? So what do you think? Drop a comment. Tell me if you think it's a good idea or not a good idea to multitask, or what your experiences have been. Has it helped you? Not helped you? Let's see. All right, so for me, I kind of struggle with this because a lot of times I feel like multitasking will help me get more done in a shorter amount of time. Right, Beth? Me too. I'm pretty bad at multitasking. What's it depend on, Leanna? So for me, I struggle because I feel like sometimes if I multitask, I'll get more done, I'll save some time. But actually, when I do that, I end up I joke about having mom brain a lot. I get distracted and I forget what I'm doing, and then I have to go back to things over and over again. So I feel like it doesn't really help me all that much. So I've been doing a little bit of reading, and I've actually read that multitasking is not always as efficient as we would think that it would be, and it can actually be harmful to our health because it can stress you out. Makes sense, right? Who needs more stress? So, right. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. So yeah, when I try to multitask, I find it hard to focus. I'm not as productive. Do you guys feel that way? My cat's over here distracting me. Where was I? See, this is me trying to multitask. I just freeze. My cat's climbing over my computer. Excuse me. Okay, so I find it hard because you have to use your attention to switch tasks more, and then you can't focus on what you're actually doing. My cat is seriously, she's going to come over the computer in a second. It's good to get things done faster, but it also brings on a lot of stress, and then I get aggravated. Exactly. That's how I feel too. A good example of that is like, I love having my kids work out with me, but sometimes I get frustrated when they start asking me a question because I'm like, my brain can't do that right now. Tracy, you can multitask to a degree, but would rather accomplish one thing at a time. Yeah, do you feel like you get better results if you do one thing at a time? Like you can actually put your focus there and not drag it out, because I feel like I drag things out when I try to multitask. For example, like I'll sit down on my computer to do something, and if I have other tabs open, which I always have like 50 tabs open, it's terrible. My husband goes crazy about it. But I'll like think of one thing that I need to do, and I'll start to do it, and then I'll think of another thing that I need to do, so I'll open another tab and start to do it, and then I don't actually like finish anything that way. I'm trying to, my cat's like right behind the computer, and I've got these tutus up there. Tutus. And she's like half trying to play with them and half trying to come over the computer. Might get interesting here in a second. Anyway, So I struggle with this, but I feel like I'm trying to get better about it. I try to take a notebook with me next to the computer, and if I think of something that I need to do, I try to write it down so that I can go back to it and not, forget what I was already working on and actually just finish the first thing. I feel like if I get in a groove on doing something, then I should just keep doing it, finish it all the way so that, I have good results with it. Hey guys, as you're jumping on, say hey. Tell me where you're watching from. I just totally lost my train of thought. I really do struggle with multitasking. You see this? As a mom, I feel like you're kind of always on high alert, especially when the kids are around. You're always trying to make sure that they're safe and happy and not fighting with each other. And then so, of course, we try to multitask, taking care of them and doing everything else. So I always joke about having mom brain. So I feel like having that high alert makes it easy to get distracted and easy to forget what you're doing. What else? So with that, obviously, if you're trying to do 50 different things, you're more likely to have mistakes and not have an efficient result and be more productive that way, right? And sorry, I have some notes because I didn't want to forget everything that I wanted to talk about, but I feel like I should have just started talking because trying to multitask and look at my notes is making it awkward. I made it awkward. So what are some times that it's good to multitask? Do you guys have any, like, your favorite things to do that are good multitasking? I know for me, I try to use my driving time. My cat just tried to jump over a gate that wasn't closed all the way. So anyway, I try to use my driving time, and I try to do it safely, so not like, I'm not talking about like texting and stuff like that, but I'm talking about like listening to podcasts or I haven't done it as much, but I know some people do like audiobooks to kind of learn and get some personal development in while you're driving, which again, if I have kids in the car, can be challenging because if they start talking and needing my attention while I'm driving and trying to listen to something, I have to usually just turn it off because it's too much. So do any of you guys listen to podcasts while you're driving? I would love to hear any of your favorite podcasts that you guys listen to, if you listen to them. Another thing I wanted to say on multitasking is another thing that I struggle with, but I'm trying to do better, is sitting down to a meal and enjoying my food and not trying to do 50 different things at the same time. Because I feel like a lot of the times if we are eating and doing something else, we're not paying attention to how our body is feeling, and we may not know when we're full. And then sometimes, like if I'm like looking at Facebook and eating, or doing something else while I'm eating, I can finish and be like, wait a minute, like I feel like I didn't enjoy it. So it's like I like to eat, I like to enjoy my food. So I'm trying to do better at not multitasking while I eat, which is hard. Podcast is like, there's an app. I have an iPhone. I don't know. I'm assuming it's the same on other phones. But podcasts are like audio. How do you describe it? The first word that I'm thinking of is self-help. It doesn't necessarily have to be self-help. Sometimes it's like comedy, or there's podcasts like to learn a language that you can listen to, or a lot of the ones I listen to is Chalene Johnson. She's got like different tips for entrepreneurs, and there's fitness ones. Here, let me show you. Hold on. Podcasts are awesome. So, I don't know if you can see this. There's like I haven't listened to this one. Like Coffee Break Spanish. I have more. Where are they? Oh, there we go. The Tony Robbins podcast. I don't know if you've heard of Tony Robbins, but he's got like a lot of motivational stuff like that. There's daily meditation. I haven't listened to all of these, but sometimes they're fun to just kind of put on something other than music in the car, learn something, get some personal development in. So that's my favorite way to multitask, I guess you could say. I think I covered everything on my list. Do you guys have any other questions about multitasking or not multitasking, or any opinions if you think you love multitasking, or if you agree that you struggle on it like I do? Let me know. And I am going to put up a blog post later. I'll probably add to this, maybe link a couple of things that I've read online about multitasking. Research that shows that it's not always the best idea, stuff like that. So if you're just jumping on, hey, try and catch the replay. I awkwardly talk about how multitasking can be good or bad. And I guess that's about it. Tracy, cool, thanks for sharing. Yeah, eating is a big thing. Take a bite, then have to get up. Especially with kids. Somebody's calling me. Especially with kids, it's definitely hard to eat and, you know, enjoy your food unless you sneak off to the bathroom. I'm not saying I do, but maybe I do. Just kidding. All right, well, I have to go. I'm going to try to rinse off. I did my workout. I've got my sweaty hair and everything, and I've got to pick up my kids soon. So I guess that's it. You guys have a happy Friday. If you're celebrating Cinco de Mayo, be safe and enjoy. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining. Bye. Something literally just popped up on my computer right over my finish button. I can't get rid of it. It says keep my system running smoothly. Click here to register, but I don't want to. I want to close my window. How do I get rid of that? I am so tech challenged, you guys. I wish you could see this. You guys are stuck with me forever. I'm not even hitting. I don't know how to get out. I can write a comment, but I cannot finish my video. Anybody know? Good, Tracy. I'm glad I can make you laugh. Oh, my pop-up thing went away. I just had to weed it out, I guess. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.